What's happening, YouTube? So we're back on these NBA overrated head coaches. I'm going to be doing a three-parter on this, and the first one starts today, and I'm going to be talking about it. It's interesting debates. Do I agree? We'll get into all that. The first one is Jerry Sloan versus Mike Dantoni. Now I hold Jerry Sloan in high regard. He was incredibly successful with the Utah Jazz. They went to back-to-back finals. They went to a few Western Conference finals. They lost to Jordan and Phil Jackson, Scottie Pippen, and Rodman in the finals. There's no shame in that. Karl Malone was a two-time league MVP there. John Stockton, all-time leader in assists and steals and whatnot. But there are some people who think that he underachieved, that he should have gotten something. I think the 99 Jazz, that was interesting. I think that there was a philosophy that had came and changed. Obviously never got that center that they wanted because Utah just was not an attractive place to go to. And they just kind of relied on fixated on a certain style of basketball that may have been seen old and antiquated. So some people took it personal, didn't want to jump on it, and I think it may have cost them. So that's kind of how I look at it. And it's a shame because he was a very successful coach, but if you don't get the chip, especially as long as he was there, some people hold it against him. I hold Jerry Sloan in high regards, but some people consider him overrated with it. And so it was an interesting question that was brought up, how he fits considering he didn't win. He got to the finals, but it wasn't good enough for some. So this is an interesting debate and question and how people look at it and where they're going to go with it. And so, you just guess you got to kind of shrug your shoulders. You just don't know. You're kind of numb about it and, what you think about it. I mean, out of that. Then is Mike Dantoni, the guy who pretty much was a revolutionary as a head coach the last 25 years in the NBA because his quick pace of getting the ball out to one end and scoring, and he produced league MVPs and Steve Nash and James Harden in Phoenix and Houston respectively, and had Jeremy Lin as a 6-week sensation. So his styling and impact was felt. However, his 7-8 man rotations, which a New York Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau kind of employs for a heavy on the minutes, less on the rotation of bringing in players, kind of considered draining, and it didn't keep stuff fresh. And he played a brand of basketball that was conducive to speed, but not half-court ball. So, which way do I look at this? And are they both considered overrated? Well, they might be considered overrated in different ways. Well, in D'Antoni's case, his teams never got to the finals. And that is a big glowing mark against him because considering what he had in Phoenix, I mean, he had Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, Shawn Marion, Barbosa, all those guys, you got to. And then when they had the half court of Grant Hill and with Shaquille O'Neal, he just couldn't devise anything because they didn't play good half court basketball. And they got beat quite a bit. Happened in New York, got so far, couldn't go far. And then, of course, in Houston, he couldn't seal the deal. So, you kind of wonder, you start to kind of question the guy and start to wonder where he is. So, who would I consider more overrated of the two? I mean, you can call them overrated because they didn't win considering the successes they had. I'd have to say D'Antoni was more overrated of the two because Sloan stayed in the one spot. But the problem with D'Antoni is that, it was built more towards guard oriented. It was a lot more flexible and what have you, and he couldn't seal the deal. So I think of those two, he's the more overrated. I hate to think of anyone putting Jerry Sloan there, but I got to ask the question, so I'm just answering what was asked to me. So anyway, let me know who you think was more overrated as NBA head coach, Jerry Sloan or Mike Dantoni. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments. And I do respond, thank you, wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another share if you like, and hit that membership, because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.